We know the why human trafficking work is needed, to fight for the freedom of modern-day slaves. But love, passion, commitment isn't all you need to be an effective and successful anti-trafficking advocate. Learn the how. I'm Dr. Celia Williamson, Director of the Human Trafficking and Social Justice Institute at the University of Toledo. Welcome to the Emancipation Nation podcast, where I'll provide you with the latest and best methods, policy, and practice discussed by experienced experts in the field so that you can cut through the noise, save time, and be about the work of saving lives. Welcome to the Emancipation Nation, episode 161. I'm Dr. Celia Williamson, and I'm here with the incredible Anna Schramm. Do you want to say hello, Anna?
Hey, Celia. Hey, everyone.
And Anna plans our annual International Human Trafficking and Social Justice Conference. You guys, we talked about it before, but look, it bears repeating. This conference is global. We have had over 47 countries, all 50 states participate in this conference. And so what we wanted to talk about today, because the conference is upcoming, it's right around the corner. So we want to remind you to register. And what we want to talk about really is, so why should you come to this conference, the Human Trafficking and Social Justice Conference? Why? Why, Anna? Why should they come to this conference when they can go online, YouTube, whatever? They can get a free human trafficking webinar, or they can go to several of them. So why would they pay to come to our conference?
Well, I'm a little bit biased with it being a conference that I plan, that I just think, it's amazing. But there are some actual reasons why it is such a great conference and why you should consider attending this one. I feel like, we are the oldest and largest conference on human trafficking in the world. So this is our 19th annual conference. Like you mentioned, Celia, we've had people from all 50 states. We've had people from 47 countries. Thousands of people attend every year. But outside of just, those numbers, our conference is very diverse, which you don't necessarily see in a lot of other conferences. There's certain conferences that have like a specific topic or theme that they're talking about, or maybe those conferences are geared towards a specific profession. So our conference is very diverse. We have multiple topic areas that range from, you can learn about direct service providers and programming that they've done. You can learn about healthcare and hear from healthcare providers, legal issues and laws that affect human trafficking, not only nationally, but internationally. Law enforcement come and talk. We have survivors who come and share their stories. We have researchers who come and share all of the latest research that they've done, and various other like conceptual topics and like art related topics. So those are all the topics you can listen to. And then in addition to that, there's multiple knowledge levels of presentation.
Yes.
So you can come if you don't know anything about human trafficking. You just heard about it yesterday and you're like, I want to learn more. And there are beginner sessions that you can really kind of just figure out what human trafficking is, what is sex trafficking, labor trafficking, what can you do, what is being done already, how you can get involved. Then we have intermediate sessions, and those are for people who have been working in human trafficking or have some ground level knowledge of what human trafficking is. They can learn and deepen their knowledge and skills in certain areas, like those topics I mentioned. And then we have advanced topics for people who have been doing this work for decades, and they really want to dive deep into a specific topic, or hear the latest research that has been done, or learn more about what human trafficking efforts are being done in other countries around the world. So something for everybody. We have people who have come pretty much every year, and they're experts in human trafficking, and they say every year they learn something new, and that is why they keep coming back. So definitely the conference to be at.
And that's the difference, really, because, you can go to conferences and you can go for free or you can pay a lot of money, but people go to these conferences and it's like, here's what human trafficking is, and here's the human trafficking law, the Trafficking Protections Victims Act, and and you can go to the next one and hear the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. And at some point, you want to advance your knowledge and skills. So here, and it's clearly marked, if it's a beginner session, if it's an advanced session. So lots of different diverse topics. And you said, we're the oldest and largest conference. And I just want to remind people we're the oldest and largest academic conference. And what does that mean? That really means when we say academic conference, we're trying to tell you that this isn't necessarily a political conference where everybody believes the same thing. You can go to those conferences all day long, see people who think just like you. And, it's wonderful because you're reaffirmed in everything that you believe. But in our conference, most of the people do believe the same as you politically and in social justice and economic justice. But there are often topics that dive into areas that you thought you knew about, but now here is the person to tell you about their experience or their decades of research. Or maybe it's something that you never agreed with, but you really don't fully understand the argument. And here's an opportunity for you to come to a session about something you totally don't agree with and sit there and listen and learn. Because if you learn, then you're reaffirmed in why you don't support that position, or you have to expand your knowledge base to really incorporate that position. Do you have any examples, Anna, of those types of workshops or webinars that we've had in the past?
Yeah, we have had former traffickers who have come and talked about their experience when they were in the life and how they got out and what they're doing now. We've had former child molesters come and talk something similar. We've had sex workers who come and talk who are educated and present on research that has been done on why they think that sex work should be legalized and how legalizing sex work can help in the anti-trafficking movement, because then it brings more protections for sex workers. I would encourage you to look more into that. I am no expert myself, but that's kind of, what they talk about. So it's, really expanding your comfort zones a little bit on what you think you're going to hear when you come to a human trafficking conference.
Yeah, we have people talk about spirituality
Mm-hmm.
and human trafficking and all kinds of, we even within the sex work population, some people talking about legalization, some people talking about decriminalization.
Mm-hmm.
Different, not splitting hairs, two different, really different points of view. So, we challenge our audience to expand their knowledge base, to come out of their comfort level, to learn things that maybe they just assumed everybody was against, or everybody was for a certain thing. Or so our conference, in our humble opinion, will give you a variety of topics. And so how many presentations and about how many presenters do we have this year?
Yeah, so we have over 110 presentations at the conference during the 3 days, and about 175 presenters in those 110 sessions. So a couple of the sessions, are just single presenters. Some of them have two presenters. A couple of the sessions are panel discussions with several presenters. So a lot is happening in those 3 days that you can really take advantage of. And what is different about our conference too, because, it is hard to choose which session you want to attend live. We are recording every presentation, and it's going to be available for on-demand viewing for 3 weeks after the conference. So not only, can you attend those 3 days of the actual conference, hear that information live, you still have access to all of those sessions for 3 weeks after. And you can go back and listen to sessions that you didn't get the chance to see or you want to listen to again. So you have access to a lot of content, and that's really cool.
I mean, from experts, right? People that have done their work. And so if I have literally access to 110 presentations, if I wanted to, how much is it going to cost me if I came full time to the 3 days of the conference?
Yeah, so it is $225 for the 3-day conference ticket. And I want to mention, because I know by the time that this airs, you will have one more day to register for that 225 price. So August 31st, last day to register at 225. And if you register at 225, listen to all 110 sessions, that it comes out to like $2 a session. So I mean, you cannot beat that deal. But so yeah, make sure you register by August 31st if you want to get that 225. If not, registration is still open till September 13th. But on September 1st, the prices do increase a bit. Still not bad, but they do increase to $249 for the 3-day conference.
Wow, a whole $249. You
I
can
mean, but
tell
still, that's like, yeah, it's like
that's
two,
money. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, but you can tell social workers are behind this because we're like, please just learn the information, increase your knowledge and skills. We don't want to
Right.
take all the money. And and that is our point. We really, I mean, we could increase prices, I think, and people would still attend. We could significantly increase prices. But the point is we have to find a happy balance between, using this as a way to raise funds, because I promise you, all of your money is going to be fed back into research and programming and to support our local anti-trafficking coalition. So your money is well spent. We feel very good about taking your money, would love to take your money. And and if you register after the early bird deadline, that's even better. So I think that, the money that we're charging is very low, very inexpensive. We have a lot of scholarships, particularly for survivors. We have discounted rates for students. I mean, our goal is to really get you to the place that you want to be, which is more skilled, more knowledgeable. And so, what about professionals who come? Can they get continuing education units?
Yes. So not only do you have access to 110 breakout sessions, but we offer 10 different types of continuing education. So we do, I'll name them off. I could do it on
I
my
know you
fingers.
can rattle them off like you memorize them. So, what are they?
So we have social work, counseling, marriage and family therapy, chemical dependency, Department of Developmental Disabilities, health education, public health, occupational therapy, nursing, and law.
That's right.
So all 10 of those, they are, most of them are only approved in the state of Ohio through our Ohio boards. But from my experience with other attendees in the past, other states have accepted our CEUs from our state's boards. You might just have to fill out another form, contact the board in your state, see what else you need to do. I'll provide you any information you need, but you can, yeah. So there's 10 different types. All of them have been approved. So we are all set to go for the conference. You can find more information about those types of CEUs. If you didn't get a chance to write them down while I was rattling them off, it's on our website, traffickingconference.com. You can find that there. I do want to mention, though, that even though you can watch 110 sessions in the 3 weeks, we are only able to provide up to 12 continuing education credits, because you get 4 credits for each of the 3 live days. So yeah, you can't you can't get 110, even though you would be set for like the next many years. But you can
Right.
still watch them, gain that information because it's useful. But yeah, so 12 CEUs for 10 different disciplines.
Yeah, we can't give 110 CEUs. You have us going to jail or something. We'll never get another approval again. So, but also at the conference, it's not just listening to what I consider some pretty dynamic speakers, but we're going to be doing some prizes and giveaways and things like that. Is that correct?
Yes, because we like to keep it interesting. It
That's
is
right.
hard to sit in front of your computer all day for several days
Yeah.
paying attention. So we like to mix it up a bit. We have some incredible vendors at our conference who have donated some items to raffle off, from memberships to things, from free tickets to next year's conference. We have a couple goodies. I'm not sure if I want to spoil all of the goodies yet from the vendors. You'll have to attend to see what they are, but
Yeah.
different items that vendors are giving away that you can have the chance to win. Some really exciting stuff. So that is one of my favorite things because it just, keeps it exciting.
It's so much fun. And then, so look, you get to stay in your pajamas,
Yep.
when it's lunchtime or whatever, and we might be giving away a free prize. You run in your house shoes, go get your lunch, come back to the computer screen, eat your lunch, and see what you won. I mean, that's going to be
Yes.
fun. Not to mention that you get to connect with the presenters and with people all over the world. We will all be in one virtual place at the same time. And so you'll get to reach out because there's something new this year, tech wise. People can reach out to each other, or explain that.
Yeah. So I think one of my favorite things about our conference that does make us different is we aren't just a conference for the sake of learning new information and hearing people talk. Like even though that's really important, we are a conference of action. So we focus on that. We provide you ways that you can get involved after the conference and connect you with people. That collaboration, connection, and networking is very important for us. And that kind of got turned on its head when we went virtual. We weren't used to how do we connect when everybody's not in the same place. So it took us a couple of years, but we have included a really awesome way on our conference web app now to direct message attendees who come to the conference. So it's called the conference directory, and you can look and search through all of the attendees at the conference. They have kind of like their own little profile page of maybe a picture, where they're from, who they work for, a little bio about themselves. And so you can like learn about who the other people are. And then if you want to reach out, you can send a direct message and talk to people that way and keep the conversations going after the conference. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be cool. Do you want to say that it is optional though? So if you do not want your information shared, I know, some people might not want to put their name and face out there. So you do not have to be a part of the conference directory if you just want to come and attend the sessions. But if you do opt into the conference directory, you can pick and choose what info you want to share. So if you don't want your picture, that's fine. You can just put your name and it'll be a little, gray box that has your initials. So you can just pick and choose what you want to share if you do want to be a part of the directory, because in order to message people, send and receive messages, you do have to be a part of the directory. But I'm excited to see like what conversations come out of this, what new things come from it. That's a new aspect that I'm really looking forward to. We're also doing some like networking sessions, which is another way for people to connect and see each other virtually face to face, but talk about things. And again, that like collaboration and connection and action are just really important for this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because part of it, it's going to be a webinar kind of base. So you'll see the presenters, and then the audience will have an opportunity to ask questions and to chat. But they don't necessarily see each other. But then there are some networking sessions where it's just a regular Zoom meeting where you can go in and you can see everybody. And it's sort of more of an informal kind of discussion. So we have both of those going on. So I think it's exciting. So if you are somebody who is not tech savvy, okay, I'm hanging on. I'm doing pretty well, but I can understand somebody who's not tech savvy. And maybe even you're listening to this podcast because I send it to your email just so you can just click. Like you can't even go to the app store and get download it and subscribe and all that stuff. You just know that it comes to your email and you click on it. If you're that person, you can still come to the virtual conference. I promise you, it is easy to access and easy to use. And Anna tells you 15 times through the conference how to do things and how to get your CEUs and how to access the sessions that you have, and how to even go to the virtual vendor booth. And talk about that. What types of vendors are we going to have this year?
Yeah. So, with the virtual conference, having vendor booths was still important to us because we had those at the in-person conference. So you can explore vendor booths. You basically like click on their logo and it takes you into their virtual room. And we have resource vendors and retail vendors. So as the names imply, resource vendors are organizations that are just sharing resources about the services they offer, the services they provide. So, you can go in and find maybe brochures, handouts, resources, things you can download, things that maybe you can get your clients connected to. And then we have retail vendors who sell products that are either made by survivors or the proceeds go back to benefit vulnerable populations and survivors. So you can shop around. There's different things that you can buy on there. It's a great way to do some early Christmas shopping, support some good organizations. And those are where some of our giveaway raffle items are coming from. But so yeah, we have about 30 virtual vendor booths that you can explore if you're interested in like getting connected to that vendor. There's a way you can subscribe in the vendor app to get connected with them, and you can, stay in the know on what they're doing. And outside of the vendor booths, we also have 5 art exhibits. And so those are virtual art exhibits that you can go in, explore. We have some Thriver artists. We have a mental health art exhibit, a youth art exhibit, an arts-based research exhibit. So a lot of really cool things that you can go and explore in the virtual web app outside of just attending sessions.
I know, that is so exciting. So you talked about nearly $2 a session, but then
Right.
when you talk about the art that you get to see, when you talk about the access to all the vendors, people, I mean, it really just goes down to $1.50.
Right.
It's really a good value. And our point again is not to charge exorbitant prices. It's to get you there so that you can become skilled and knowledgeable. So the great thing that's happening this particular year is tell the people who has volunteered to come to the conference and present.
Right. So what makes this conference so special this year, we do have some spotlighted speakers who are coming each morning to the conference. So Wednesday of the conference, we have Corey Feldman.
And I'm sorry, do you all know who that is? You better check my chart. Look him up. Look him up. Just look him up in his movie credits. But go ahead, Anna. And
yes,
Corey Feldman?
Corey Feldman is coming to talk, and you probably know him from many 80s movies. He's like one of the most popular 80s child stars, and
yes.
So you're like probably like, why is he coming to international conference on human trafficking? Well, he has made it his life's work the past several years to change policies and practices in Hollywood and other performing spaces to bring protections for children, because a lot has come out, the past several years about how children are being exploited and abused, and especially in the entertainment industry. And so he has really been spearheading this movement and working towards putting protections in place for children, making sure that those laws are actually being followed. So he is going to be sharing what he's been working on. Really excited to hear what he's doing. And like Celia said, he is volunteering his time to come and talk to us because he believes in the mission of our conference. He believes in ending child abuse, sexual assault, and this is what he is, this is his life's work.
Yeah, I love him even more. And then we have Kai Zenbeko coming, and you may not be as familiar with his name, but his father is Peter Nygaard. He is in prison as we speak, facing human trafficking charges. Please look him up. All you have to do is type the name Peter Nygaard, watch the documentaries. You will understand why his son ended up rejecting his father's activities, his father's past, his father's philosophy, and his father's money so that he can stand on his own in his own right, with victims, with survivors. And he is also very politically active and involved in fighting against human trafficking and the exploitation and victimization of vulnerable people in the US and around the world. And
Yeah.
so he's coming, and he's going to be an amazing speaker.
Yeah, he's an award-winning activist now, and he is really dedicated to changing laws that his father found some loopholes in the legal system to get away with his abuses. So Kai is working to change laws to combat these loopholes. So yeah, he's also doing incredible stuff. So those two speakers are going to be on Wednesday, September 21st, that morning welcome. And then Thursday, we've got a couple more people. Celia, you want to tell them who our big name on Thursday is?
Chris Hansen, because
Yes.
he did To Catch a Predator, if you remember. I think I watched every episode. And he has just continued in this line of work. And so he has a partner coming, and
yes. Jeff Janney.
Yeah, so, Jeff Janney.
And so Jeff is the CEO of Authentic ID. And so both Jeff and Chris have partnered together with this, and they're going to be talking about how to stop online predators using this, new software. And, Chris Hansen has been involved in this for decades. And so, he's kind of transitioning this, his passions to this software to stop online predators. So excited to hear what they have to present on this. It's some really
it's going to be very good. And then Friday, we're going to be talking to you about how you can continue to be involved. I mean, there is no way that you would come to this conference and walk away and not be supported and not have a tribe, unless you wanted to walk away, because what we're proposing Friday is ways for you to join activism and the fight against human trafficking and other social justice issues. Throughout the year, you could become a member of the Emancipation Nation network, and that's an online community. There, you could join the Global Association of Human Trafficking Scholars. Both Corey Feldman and Kai Zen-Bickel want to be involved with activists all year long. We'll also be talking about the G100, which is a global group of women and men who are supporting these women who represent various countries to fight human trafficking. There is going to be so many ways for you to be connected. We are your new tribe. We are your cousins. We are family. Hi, fam. Because there's not going to be a way for you not to be connected unless you really, really don't want to be connected. So this is a way for you to just discover your new people.
I mean, it really gets me excited. Like I said, is one of the things that makes our conference different. Like, we are focused on action, and like what I don't think we've been able to ever measure the impact of this conference because the ripple effect is so large. Like, Celia, you have had countless conversations with people who have attended the conference, and then years later, they are starting new programs. They've implemented new policies. There's all of these new things that are being done because of either the information they learned at the conference or a connection they made at the conference. And it just it makes me want to get excited. Like, let's go. Like, I'm inspired. Like you said, you are going to leave the conference with things to do, it's not just 3 days in September, it's all year round. And we don't like warm butts in seats. You got to get up and you got to move, and we got to work, because that's the only way that we're going to do anything to combat human trafficking and promote social justice.
I think if you're passionate, then you're going to find your people there, and you're going to see, you're going to see somebody, they're going to make a comment in the chat, or they're going to present, and you're going to be like, I see you. Do you see me? Okay. All right, fam. We are people together. So
let's go.
I mean, that's what's been happening. So I think the final thing that we need to add to this conversation is really to tell the people who still don't know at this point, what are the dates of the conference and what is the website?
Oh, yes, because we had a whole conversation without even telling them when it is. So,
Because they should know. They
um,
should know already, but
yes.
somebody might
So
not know.
the conference is September 21st through the 23rd. So coming up in just a few short weeks. You can find information on traffickingconference.com. You can email me with any questions at traffickingconference@gmail.com. Remember, you only have one more day, August 31st, to register for those early bird prices. And then conference registration closes on September 13th. We are not able to allow any late registrations. It's hard with the virtual system. So please make sure you register by September 13th, or you'll just have to join us next year. So, yeah.
Exactly. So I always in these sessions by saying, the fight continues. But really, I want to end this session by saying, come to the conference so that you're inspired to stay in the fight all year. Let's not just do something, let's do the best thing. If you like this episode of Emancipation Nation, please subscribe and I'll send you the weekly podcast. Until then, the fight continues.